This is
What?
Hard to swallow.
Gross.
She should have put him back on the rack.
You cannot talk to me.
On the second lead vocalist of the group.
Hi, swallowers. Welcome back to Hard to Swallow Podcast. I'm your host, Emery J on Instagram and Twitter as Ain't I Emery. And of course, I'm joined with my Negroes that I know. Joining me now is LYRICALMAR on Instagram and Twitter as LYRICALMAR.
Back again. Back to back, made back, stack the M's.
Hello, Nicki Minaj.
Hey, how are you? Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Hey, Onika Barbara.
Red Ruby the sleeves is out.
Yeah.
You enjoy?
Of course.
Of course.
He did. Remember this me.
So does Lindsay, but listen, everyone's going red when I'm going red in my era. But listen, we'll get to that later.
Another one with a red aura.
Hey, all y'all.
Yes.
And also join us is Lindsey Wagna on Instagram and Twitter as Linz Wags.
Hi, everyone.
How are you, Lindsay?
Hey, y'all.
I'm fine. What's going on, guys?
A lot.
Are you gearing up for Alpha Omega Ball this weekend?
Alpha Omega. Yes, it is the first annual Alpha Omega House Ball. I'm excited. I'm already worn. I'm already tired. It's going to be a long day, but it should be great. I'm hoping I see the both of you there.
Well, I for sure will be there. I'm excited for the inaugural Alpha Omega Ball Anarchy theme.
Anarchy.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking like we don't need another hero, okay?
We in our last days for real.
Okay.
All we want is life beyond the Thunderdome, bitch.
No shade.
Okay.
But no, I'm excited for it because it's going to be in New York. For those who don't know or those who are interested, it will be in New York on Saturday, March. What is that? The 11th, March 11th, right?
Yes, March 11th.
March 11th. It starts at 5 p.m. I believe.
Yes,
and bitch, if you ain't bought your tickets, buy them now. They have VIP tickets available.
I think the express tickets are still on sale. I don't know if they aren't sold out.
Oh, right. The last day was Monday to get your VIP tickets in hand.
Tickets.
Yeah, the express tickets. But they still have tickets at the door. So that's worth something. And it's a very large venue. You won't be cramped. Come enjoy the show if you are interested in the ball in New York City again. And it's closer. It's right outside of Brooklyn, inside of Queens, right?
Yeah. It's like
at Knockdown Center.
I think it's Maspeth, Queens. Yeah.
Yeah, that weird location. So anyway, let's get right to it. I do have an announcement. So we, of course, got to address the banning of drag in public spaces in Tennessee, right? Now, I know a lot of people are already aware of what's been going on, but some of you may not. So I do want to summarize it a bit. So according to the NPR, the bill that passed in Tennessee last week restricts adult cabaret performances in public or in the presence of children and bans them from occurring within 1,000 feet of schools, public parks, or places of worship. This bill was passed alongside separate legislation that bans transgender minors in Tennessee from receiving gender-affirming care like puberty blockers, hormones, and surgery. And this comes after just a month ago, where at least 9 GOP-led state legislators were pushing similar anti-drag bills. So those found violating any anti-drag law will face a misdemeanor in the first instance, punishable by a fine up to $2,500.
Wow.
And up to a year in prison.
This is
those fines of subsequent violations face a felony charge punishable up to 6 years in jail.
It's literally leaving it up to the government to decide or define drag.
Drag.
Like who is giving a quote unquote false female representation, and or conversely, who could possibly be giving a quote unquote false male representation or presenting as male. Like the fact that the government is deciding or defining what drag queen is, or what a drag performer would look like, is scary.
This is dangerous to gender expression at large.
Absolutely. Anybody that, just wants to
Live their fucking life.
yes, presenting feminine or presenting male in whatever body they choose could be at risk.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's like, as much as you think that we make progress in this world, we just show time and time again that we're going back 50, 60 years. It's like Stonewall happened for nothing, almost.
In Tennessee, I can't believe this, but I think it's going to just trickle on down to the rest of those southern states.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something, my drag queens, get up out of there.
If you can afford it to do so, I really encourage you to leave.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's hard living in a conservative state like that.
It's about to get even harder.
Well, yeah, to say the least.
Making sure of that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
You know how I always say that we are always worried about the wrong things. But this is an instance where they are worried about the wrong shit.
Mm-hmm.
People are dying, Kim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kim, people are
dying, Kim. Exactly.
Why are you worried about the drag queens?
They ain't bothering nobody.
They ain't bothering
nobody. They can't read the kids a book. They can't earn a living and entertain the people.
And guess what, you dumb bitch? Drag Race is on MTV for the world to see. Stupid whore. The internet exists. If they want to see drag queens, they will. If they're interested in drag, they will find it. Because guess what? Children and teenagers are smart and have information at the palm of their hand. Idiot. You thought you did something, bitch? Kids barely go outside, bitch. Are you dumb?
Can't stop.
We are really covering some homophobic issues on this episode.
Yeah, it's a lot tonight, guys. So bear with us.
Bear with us, please.
Bear with us. Stupid asshole.
I have nothing else to say. The drag queens are...
No, but I really have to add that point because in this day and age, even like the young contestants on Drag Race, what's interesting about them is like the drag queens in like Connecticut or like Spice and Sugar that was on Drag Race. They learned how to do drag online. Literally. Yeah. They talked about that. So you can watch makeup tutorials and watch and learn how to do drag on YouTube and TikTok.
It's not gonna stop.
So you ain't do shit. I just want you to know that. But this is my thing with like Generation X and boomers. Outdated and ignorant. Y'all don't understand what gender expression really is or what being trans really is. And can we just touch on a little bit? I didn't mean for this to be this long, but we got to talk about it too. How do you all feel about the banning of transgender teenagers having access to hormone blockers and surgery and things like that?
It's tragic.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Like, people always want to say dumb shit about, oh, they're too young. No, they're not.
No.
No, they are not.
Mhm.
People like to pick and choose and cherry pick about what children supposedly are too young for. In this case, oh, they're too young to know whether they really want to do that or not. But you asking them about a boyfriend and girlfriend as soon as they're 5.
At 5, right? You got a girlfriend? You got a boy? You got a crush? Who your Valentine?
I can't. It's terrible.
And not even
Because
just
you are
that.
literally you're creating Caitlyn Jenner's.
Right. The trendsetter of it all, right?
Someone who's in their 60s transitioning for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Never really allowed themselves to be who they truly were, you know, and society would not let them, be who they truly were
Absolutely. But
either.
it's really just a testament of how um not clandestine, but like kind of secretive or like on the low that culture, well, not I want to say culture, but how to transition at that time and age for that generation. They didn't have access to certain things. You didn't talk about that, but that doesn't mean that it didn't exist. Is my point.
Absolutely. My girlfriend will tell you, one of my good girlfriends who just turned 60, she has many tales of her little, two of her very dear friends, one of whom used to buy her birth control pills all the time. That was a very common thing back then,
Mm-hmm.
70s and 80s. Trans people used to buy the hormones, birth control pills from their girlfriends
Absolutely.
to get that skin soft, to stop that hair from growing.
And this is why showing up and visibility and having a voice is important, because when we don't talk or speak up and when we are silenced, people think to believe that we don't exist or it's not a thing at all. They think that this is like some new age concept for Gen Z, Gen Alpha, millennials. It's really not.
No,
Right.
We've been around for centuries.
Yes.
let me tell you something. Gay people, there's even evidence of trans people dating way, 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 way back, like way, 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 way back.
Mhm. And these
You're
concepts has always exist in indigenous cultures.
you're just better off.
Always.
You're better off reading.
Just read.
Just read.
Yeah.
And
Just
also for those
read.
questioning whether teenagers like that it may be too early for them to decide their gender, you knew your gender as a child. It was very
You
apparent for
knew what
you.
you liked.
You knew what you liked.
Very
But
apparent.
even outside of sexuality, like being aware of thyself, you knew kind of where you were on that gender expression line.
It's true.
Just simply being called boy or girl, there's a feeling, there's an affirmation that comes with that when they say you a boy, you a girl, and you just feel right there and there. It feels right or it feels wrong. And
Right.
that's why you just don't understand the trans experience. You know when they
Dysmorphia
put
is
you
a
in a
real
certain
thing.
line, or when you got grouped with boys and girls that you either did or did not fit in.
What is it called? Gender dysmorphia, Emmy?
Um,
Oh gosh, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it's a real thing. Dysmorphia. It's a real thing. And it's something that is acutely aware in people who have it
right,
at a young age,
right.
most of the time, at a young age.
Yeah.
There have been studies on this. Once again, read. Okay,
Just
want to know
read.
something? The information superhighway is here for you.
And also, lastly, like when it comes to surgeries, I think that was the most extreme thing. Leave that for the child and the parent to decide.
Right, the individual and their parent to decide whether gender affirming surgery is for them at that particular time. It is not for anyone else.
It's not. First of all, cis people should be shutting their fucking mouths.
Exactly. It's not for you.
So
how are you telling trans people when it's too early, what they should and shouldn't have access
and
to,
how to be themselves? Shut the fuck up.
We need to shut the fuck up. It's not about us.
No, mind your hetero business, mind your gay business, mind your business. Your non-binary business, you're not in. Well, non-binary, you're under that umbrella of trans, so I'll give y'all a pass. But still, mind your fucking business. It's up to the individual and their parents.
Mind your fucking
business. On that.
That's that.
Okay.
Okay, let's get into these hot topics. So we got the Chris's to talk about.
Who,
the
Chris,
first Chris.
Who, Kris Jenner? Who, Kris Jenner?
You rang. I'm the Black Kris Jenner.
African American Kris Jenner.
Yes.
No. The brown.
Yeah.
The brown Kris Jenner.
Maurice, honey.
CB.
Look at this photo. I'm sorry. Some of y'all can't see this.
Y'all think that's gonna age well?
Yeah.
Anyway, Chris Brown.
Shit.
So he recently did a performance, and he brought a fan on stage to dance on her, and she was like really into her phone. She was trying to capture the moment, and that really shows how this generation is so obsessed with like technology and social media that they cannot live within the moment. But anyway, she was so into her phone trying to capture the moment. Chris Brown was like, bitch, put your phone down. He didn't say that, but he was giving like, girl.
Well, he might have said that.
In his head, he was giving.
Christopher Maurice is the type that would say, bitch,
put your phone down. I'm dancing on you.
Right.
Many people want to be on this stage.
You know how
I'm dancing on
be
you.
Up here, bitch. And you trying to capture it, child. They taping this somewhere.
Somebody else got it. I promise you. So he got wore out. He grabbed that phone and launched that bitch right into the audience. I was like, oh.
And, he did take it and put it in her lap. About 20 seconds. At first, 20 seconds before that, he took it out of her hand and put it in her lap nicely. And continued to serenade her. I'm like, this bitch doesn't even deserve this. Wait, let me not call her a bitch. This cunt doesn't deserve this.
This cunt.
I mean, it's annoying. And then, so when she does it again, and then she kind of whipped her hair like, it was given, oh no, I'm throwing this phone. Now you done pulled out my bad side.
Now you done put out my bad side. You done put out my bad side. Now the misogyny about to kick in.
The shit that y'all pretend he ain't. People pretend that he don't
theory
have.
About to kick in.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm fucking. But no, like I probably would have been wore out too. Like, Miss Thing, get this phone out your hand. You're embarrassing me.
He could have grabbed it for her and he could have made a show of it, but that's how hot-tempered he is. He can't help it.
Well, he said that she did get her phone back. But it was still the principle. Like, damn, did you have to launch the phone like that though?
He doesn't know. All right, y'all pretending this bitch isn't violent.
It's giving yes.
Child.
Like she was wearing me out, girl. Like I had to get that phone out her head.
Me out, so I threw her phone.
I threw her phone. She had me fucked up.
A mess.
Let me tell you something. She had no business up there.
Yeah. It is what it is. Um, and then we have the next Chris.
Ugh.
Chris Crock Rock.
That's a bad picture of him. He actually looked the best I ever seen him look.
I know, and the body is cut. You seen the body?
He looks great.
I'm like, ooh. I know these
Came a
girls.
long way from New Jack City. One, I'm gonna get. He'd come a long
Mhm.
way.
But I know them young 25-year-old girls be like, damn, I'm getting my feet, and he got a nice body too. Anyway, so he did a comedy special, and it's on Netflix if you care to watch. So, Lindsay, you actually watched it. I didn't give a fuck. What's your consensus?
I didn't give a fuck times 2. Lindsay, take it away.
Well, I did watch it, and
But I saw clips, and I'm going to interject. Go ahead.
Okay. I saw it, and it was, I don't know, it was slightly underwhelming. This is supposed to be his redemption after the whole debacle with Will Smith, and he is a panderer. Like, he is just, to me, someone who loves to pander to white people.
Mm-hmm.
It always comes out. Like, he'll make a joke that is kind of like, he made a few jokes that were that I connected with, and that I thought were clever because, for all intents and purposes, Chris Rock is in that category of quote unquote more of the intelligent type of comedian.
Mm-hmm.
But there was some trans joke, like there was a trans joke that I was just like, come on.
Here you go.
I was just like, leave them, come on, like, stop.
Trans people ain't bothering nobody.
They ain't bothering no fucking body. Just don't even do it. And let me tell you something too. I challenge these comedians to really sit down with a group of like befriend, really on some real shit. Befriend trans people, right? Have a lovely, nuanced conversation. There's funny shit. Just like in every human experience, there's funny shit. There's funny shit somewhere. There is something funny that wouldn't offend, that would be relatable to their experience. Y'all are just not trying to, y'all just don't care.
Expand your horizon.
Y'all rather offend. No one wants to think outside the box. You know what I mean? Well, us three, we're in the community. I can think of 800 things off the top of my head that's funny. You know what I mean? Just on some regular, like, everyday, like, real shit about just knowing trans people and, dealing with them. That wouldn't offend necessarily. And could be funny as hell.
Yeah, without like attacking the existence or identity.
Any of that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
or validating them, or invalidating
them. Absolutely. So, I mean, there was a few bright moments, but then it just got embarrassing. Like, he's talking about his daughters. I ain't like that necessarily either.
Let's get to the main thing that we all know he talked about, which was Will Smith and Jada.
The main embarrassing part, Lindsay.
But before I get to that, here's the thing with me and Chris Rock and Black women. It's so weird. I don't know. He has this love-hate thing with Black women to me. It came out in this too. Like, he's talking about the daughters and how they're so spoiled. Like, don't resent them because you worked hard to get them the life that you didn't have. There's always like some, like, he's proud of it, but always like also resentful. You know what I mean? I don't like that. There's something in there with that. I don't like it. It comes out when he's talking about Black women. Case in point, he makes a whole movie about hair, with no historical, like really not getting into the deep shit about Black women and hair and assimilating and what that looked like in this country. You know, beautification, how we're told we were ugly. He ain't delve into none of that. And truth be told, that movie he was mad because he had picked a bitch that wore wigs. That's it. Out of all the women he could have had, because he started going with her the height of his fame, he picked one that liked wearing wigs. And because he loved her, a lot of his money went to synthetic hair. And he was pissed about it. Hence that movie. So I don't know.
Chris, he ain't shit. Go ahead.
He should have been slapped long time ago, to be quite honest.
Yes.
Okay?
Well, the thing that got our attention was we were scrolling on social media, and the Shade Room posted a clip of Chris Rock saying that he watched some movie with Will Smith getting whipped. I forgot Emancipation.
I don't know. That made me laugh.
That part did make me. It's the pettiness of it all.
It's so fucking petty. And as a matter of fact, that segment that he spoke about Will, because there was an underlying current throughout the whole bit, like, you know, he said something about Snoop. He was like, I don't need another rapper mad at me. Then he said something about Jay-Z. He was like, Lord knows, I don't need another rapper that's mad at me. And then he segued into the Will situation. And he's basically given like Will just targeted him because he knew he could beat him.
That possibly.
I don't know why in the hell he said some shit like that.
Me neither. That ain't even Brooklyn. Like,
I don't know why the fuck he would say some
that
shit
ain't gangsta
like
at all.
I mean, he knows that he's not intimidating. Not
really. Now, if Will fought the brother Tony, he might have fought on. Tony's the type of nigga that would have fought him.
Oh no, he's not fighting him.
Tony Rock, he would have fought him on the stage.
Yeah, they would have.
He would scrap.
They would have boxed.
That's the type of nigga he is. But Chris ain't
they
like
would have cut the show, bitch. Yeah. Yo, we got to take a break.
The way Tony was acting after, like, fucking hit my fucking like he was going, like he wanted to see Will Smith.
And he would have saw him.
Like my boyfriend likes to say, me and you need to have a talk.
See me outside.
I think we need to have a talk.
I think it was you, Lindsey Wagner, who said he was so angry, and it was like the vein in the forehead type angry.
He was so mad. He was like, I wasn't picking on that bitch.
And everybody called him a bitch, and I'm gonna call him a bitch, and then they call him a bitch.
He's the one that was fucking his friend, the son's friend.
Why he have to come? Why have to come for Jada in this moment?
He can't stand her. In his estimation, it started when she told him as a grown man to boycott the Oscars because Will wasn't nominated. First of all, your stupid black ass, it wasn't just about that.
It wasn't, no.
You dumb fuck. It was about a collective thing among black people.
Absolutely.
It was a blackout, bitch.
I want to
It
believe
wasn't
that
just
was
about her husband
Oscar
not
so
being
white
nominated.
movement.
It was about no black motherfuckers being nominated.
Yeah.
And your stupid ass, child, your stupid fucking ass, not realizing that you were picked for being the coon that you are.
Mm-hmm. The token.
Talking about she asking me as a grown man to not do this because her man ain't get. Bitch, you wish it was that simple, motherfucker. You wish.
Question though. If Will Smith was out of the equation, do you think Jada would care?
About what?
The overwhelming nomination of white actors and nominees.
That was in Jada's Fight the Power era, so it's quite possible that yes. Remember, she was at the Million Woman March and all that. No, I don't like her.
I mean, I think she would. I don't know if she would have the power to be calling him to ask him nothing.
Right, or be vocal like she was, because she was very vocal.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't have had the power to ask him. So no, he probably wouldn't have he probably wouldn't have heard from her.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what he tried to say?
Yeah, that's exactly what he was trying to say, that he was basically trying to, like sort of like put it in a box. Like the only reason why she's mad to this day is because she asking me as a grown man not to take this gig, this high profile gig, this big money gig, because her man was not nominated. And he knows good and goddamn well it was a bigger picture. But this is what happens, Black people ain't never had shit for years.
It's like the Chrisette Michelle singing the national anthem situation.
And the white men know when we are faced with a big bag, the choice between a big bag and or a political alignment, the bag is going to win. Okay.
And guess what? Let me be clear. I ain't mad at him.
I ain't mad at it.
I'm not mad at it, but bitch, stop playing in my face though. Stop. You know what that was about.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so you did what you did, like years later. Okay. And I know in Jada's mind is like, all right, you didn't see it the same way. Fine. You went on to host it. Good for you. But bitch, we ain't cool.
Yeah.
We not cool. So don't fucking mention me. And he's like, oh, they came on the internet and she talking about how she fucking. So what? And
why make a joke about somebody that don't fuck with you?
Exactly. I don't fuck with you. And yes, it's because of that. And I have a right to not fuck with you because of that, nigga. Like, and don't think you gonna see me at a motherfucking award show and then he ha ha and then make some corny ass joke. They might have let you pass had it been a good joke.
Right.
You made a fucking reference that's almost 10 years old. G.I. Jane.
Right.
That movie's like 15 years old. That's all I'm like, come on.
It was weak.
He's been living under a rock and unbooked.
Child, he needs to stop it. And then in this special, you got grown daughters now. I get your divorce, but you talking about 25-year-old pussy. Come on. And then he's talking about, oh, it's different, between 25-year-old girls. They just want shoes. And then, women of a certain age, 45 and up, they want their mortgage paid. This, that. What type of bums are you fucking with?
That's number one.
What kind of fucking poo-pud ass bitches are you dealing with?
Bitch, ain't Chris Rock 58?
Yeah. What kind of poo-pud holes are you dealing with?
All I gotta say is,
like I said, embarrassing.
Embarrassing. I would be embarrassed if my daddy up there talking about a 25-year-old bitch, much like myself, who just wants a pair of shoes.
Get your feet, girls.
Lindsay, you are a kiki.
I can't.
Who just
wants
a pair of shoes. Listen, I too want a pair of shoes.
I want a pair of shoes too, but damn.
And I too, at 25, will sleep. I'm kidding.
Have a nice night.
Have a nice night. Listen, let's go on. Icon Chaka.
Icon Shock.
Icon Shock.
You know, people have told me I look like her all my life. I don't. Well,
An icon, Mary.
no, Chaka.
I was adding her to the conversation.
No,
Mary J Blige is definitely an icon.
Yeah, I call her icon Mary.
she's an icon.
So
Let's get
Miss
into
Chaka
it.
Khan has always been known to say what's on her mind
Mhm.
in jittery gibberish and cocaine rants. But this time, what she had to say, this is actually something old, but she said in the past, and it's resurfacing, that Mary J was flat on the track.
On Sweet Thing, and she was.
I
I don't know why y'all like that. I don't like that song. I just know it because these hoes was playing it so much. And me and my, I love old music. And even back then, I used to be like, she cannot touch the original. Why are y'all playing this? And I remember one of my girlfriends saying, Mary's the one who made me like it. I said, you don't know what you're listening to.
You ain't listen to the old one, then. Sweet Thing. You telling me Mary made you like
Mary's version?
Bitch, I was born in the 90s and I was listening to Shaka's version more than Mary's version. I know you motherfucking lying.
No. Now it'll be a whole day in hell.
Yes, you are.
But in Shaka's defense, she said that she told Mary to her face.
Mary knows she told her. She told her Mary a whole bunch of shit.
She said
not
they had
just
that
about
type of
her being
relationship.
flat. She told her about how you look crazy with that blonde in your head. Like it was good. Shaka's a different kind, and she might have been on crack then. Shaka's one of them people that got on crack late. I don't even know how you get on crack in the late 90s, but she managed to do that.
Allegedly.
Okay.
But
cocaine is a fact. I'm kidding.
But
allegedly.
Yeah.
Damn, I can't believe she said Mary was flat.
She was, though.
Anytime somebody says somebody's flat, it's a try.
She was giving flatbread.
It was giving flatline.
Okay, let's do it. Top 3 Chaka songs.
Flat tire.
I'm not that old, sweetie.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Sweet Thing might be one of them.
No, girl, you took mine, girl. Sweet Thing.
What is it? Through the Fire?
Through the Fire.
Lord. I'll just do mine because I'm old.
And then also, wait.
I hate when y'all do this impromptu 3 top.
I don't give a damn. Do it.
It's one more I'm missing that's like really a good one for me. Ain't Nobody. Damn, here we go.
A classic.
Yeah, but that would be my 3.
Right, and you can double that.
Yeah. But if you have your 3.
My 3 are Everlasting Love. I was so mad when Mary did that too. Ugh.
Leave Mary alone.
Needs to be in a garbage. Everlasting Love is one of my favorite songs. And then I Know You, I Love You, and Love You All My Lifetime. Excellent.
Ready.
Everlasting Love. Ugh. If you can get your hands on Chaka's version, please give a listen to that. Please give a listen to them background vocals because she's been singing with this one lady. I don't know. Like, it's one lady. I forgot her name. It's a background singer. She used to sing backup for Patti LaBelle too, but she had been with Chaka for years. Another pairing that sounds like angels in the background. And Chaka makes full use of her lower register.
You know I love a lower register. Mhm.
Even on the opening, like when she says when, I'm not gonna do it because I ain't gonna do it justice.
Yeah.
But even the opening is just like and it's like from the undercarriage.
Let me tell you something. Shaka went the fuck off when she saw she was number 29 on that list.
She did.
She said, "You know something? Fuck y'all. y'all gonna put me under Mary J Blige," and she was flat on the song. I know that wore her out.
She kind of has a point. No shade.
Which leads us to the list.
Yeah.
What about it? Are you familiar with it?
I remember looking at it, but I didn't scroll that far down on it.
Me neither, because
Didn't.
I know my list.
It was like 200 names. I'm like,
no one has time for that.
But it was
the my favorites, and that's it. And
the rock and roll, right? Rock and roll, best singers. 200 female singers of all time.
No, I think it was just greatest singers of all time because they have people on there.
Oh, it were men too.
They were, they have influential people too, like I think Bob Dylan is on there, and that's something that could be argued, but definitely his music has a place, and that voice is so distinct. It's not a lovely voice. It wasn't meant to be. The voice of literally of anarchy and rebellion. That's why I love Bob Dylan, but people like him are on there. It's not like just your classical, like, oh, amazing singers or amazing R&B singers.
Right.
But
I do think I remember the top 3 being Aretha, Mariah, then Whitney. Maybe.
I'm not mad. I'm not altogether mad at that,
I'm not either.
I love Franklin.
But Chaka was mad about her placement.
She should have. I feel like she should have been further up too. I do.
Yeah.
I understand that. She's an amazing, powerful vocalist.
Especially in her day. Now, I think she could crack a window. But
let some air in.
Like, no, not even like really crack the window.
Oh. Damn.
But I'll listen to her. I don't care. I love her. But in her day, she was not to be played with.
And she apologized.
I think there's a video of Aaliyah as a young girl singing My Funny Valentine, which is interesting because I've always thought that song was too old for her to be singing.
Listen, Lindsay, we're not going down that road.
But the version I believe she was singing was Chaka's version.
She sounded pure.
It's a sexy version, though.
She sounded pure, though.
What the fuck is she singing that for?
But you bringing that up made me think about also how Stephanie Mills was just interviewed too, and they randomly asked like, who are some singers that you would take advice from? And she said, Aretha, yes. Diana, yes. They said, Anita Baker, she said, record scratch. It's like, what's the beef with Anita? He's like, oh no, I love
Anita Baker. Except maybe a napkin.
I thought it was more about seniority, maybe.
Anita is not known as one of the nicest ladies in town. Remember her feud with Jill Scott? And I tell you, Anita is one of those women that found out late in life that her auntie was her mama and her mama was living down the hall from her, some shit.
Now, why you had to bring that up?
For a long time.
Why you had to bring that up?
Always got to go back to the roots.
And these ain't nothing but old ass Essence articles that I know.
I thought maybe it was more about the fact that she came out in the 70s and Anita came out in the 80s, and she was giving, I want to listen to the people that came before me.
This is true. It could be that too.
Don't ask me, bitch, why would I take advice from somebody that came out?
That came after me, true. But Anita Baker ain't nobody you want to ask nothing. You don't even want to ask her where the bathroom is.
Well, I know what she not gonna ask her. Fashion advice, because I got enough black dresses in my closet.
Bye.
Listen.
You know what?
But you guys, swallowers, I decided to finally ask something special for y'all. I know a lot of you watch Real Housewives, so we will be talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac, who recently discussed colorism. Oh, so they want to get deep. So, what did you all think of that conversation, which Andy thankfully took himself out of?
Well, they got as deep as about a plate. I'm dragging this out, guys, because I don't want Emery or Marcus to yell at me later. But I do have to say a few things about this quote unquote discussion. The discussion was not a discussion at all. It was just basically a few people stringing some sentences together, hoping that it made sense, and hoping also that it satisfied the audience that was watching and that was anticipating this so-called discussion. But it was not a discussion. Andy Cohen, he basically took himself out of the equation because I'm sure a lot of people told him, you're not equipped to moderate this nuanced discussion about something that has been plaguing the Black community for centuries now. Well, not centuries, but yeah, for a long time. Years, a long time. By doing that though, I don't know, it's sort of like absolved him and Bravo from any responsibility as far as not only the conversation, but maybe the actions of some of the members of the cast and also its fandom. So to me, that was a cop out. I don't think he should have asked the ladies. I think they should have made a decision to bring in a moderator because the question was posed to the cast and they decided not to have a moderator. They decided to discuss it amongst themselves. And to me, it was a complete fail. There was no context. It was just like a bunch of innocuous statements flying. Like Candace said something about, she's seen one way, emotional, this, that, and the other. And, and then Giselle and Robin are like, well, what does that have to do with your skin color? Like all this, which already gave you the impression that they weren't even trying to understand her in the conversation.
They made up their minds.
They had already made up their minds that they weren't really going to be participating and really trying to
receptive of what they were hearing.
Right. They were not going to be receptive. They just wanted it to be over. So Ashley is the only one that takes some sort of accountability for having white privilege. And it was a weird conversation because they're saying these terms like, I accept my light skin privilege. It's like all these
I accept my light skin privilege.
These terms, these internet terms, I accept my light skin privilege. And I can't do it was just no. When you think about Potomac, you have to think of its fandom and how it differs from Atlanta. Its fandom is primarily white. If we are looking at people like Robin and Giselle, who are very light-skinned women, and light-skinned women in the fact that they would be considered almost white passing. And when you think about how that may look to a white audience, it's the old trope. Light-skinned Negro, non-threatening. They're read as non-threatening. You know what I mean? So if there is any perpetuation of any of these racist or microaggressive tropes lingering about on the show about dark-skinned women, because Robin and Giselle, the non-threatening blacks, are there, people who subscribe to these racist tropes or microaggressive tropes think the shit is okay.
Right.
That's the whole point.
Right.
Also, we have to remember that Potomac was first pitched as the ladies of Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill, we know is an organization for the children of the Black elite. Historically, the children of the Black aristocracy. This goes back many, many years. This goes back probably before Reconstruction, actually. 1800s, they had like a list of 400 families, all in the Black aristocracy. And I tell you, they were all light-skinned. Why? Because house Negroes were typically freed first. That's how it went. So if you take this history into account, like, it's such a nuanced conversation, and without providing this kind of context, this is why it just seemed almost like pointless. Potomac, Maryland is not too far from Washington, and Washington itself has a very, very rich history with Black aristocracy, prominent Black families that settled in Washington that were light-skinned. They were freed men. This is a fact. This is a fact. So if you take into account all of these little things, like, and even Wendy, who is dark-skinned, a beautiful dark-skinned woman, I don't even think she gets that. The fact that she was flaunting her 4 degrees around these group of women, that's colorism too. If you're dark, you're told you got to at least be smarter. If you can't be prettier, you got to be smarter. That is also a result of colorism. Am I on by myself? Hello?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you could cut this out. That's all right. So I'll just say that it was slightly pointless. And then in the 3rd episode, Candace makes this, she talks about Robin and Giselle's proximity to whiteness, which was absolutely true, because she pointed out that someone like Giselle making an accusation about being uncomfortable in a room with a man would land differently than had Candace herself made the accusation. All of a sudden, someone pipes in and goes, "You're weaponizing their light, their skin color again." You can't have an educated, nuanced conversation with people who are unwilling to acknowledge their own privilege. Also, acknowledge what dark-skinned women may be feeling about a particular thing, and in that moment, not take the time to focus on themselves. And that's exactly what was happening. One of them almost started crying. It was just weird. It was pointless. It was almost ridiculous. And then for Wendy to sort of like police Candace's statement, I didn't like that either. Let her say what she wanted to say. Let her feel what she wanted to feel in that moment. Was it charged? Yes, but it was definitely correct. Robin and Giselle don't even understand their proximity to whiteness, even as Black women, because they are light-skinned. That's the whole point. That's why the colorism debate is so touchy. It can be hurt, painful. And that's why a lot of us are unwilling to have it. It can be exhausting, but that was their attempt to school us. And I'd say it failed miserably.
Damn, that's unfortunate. A missed opportunity, because with the platform that they have, they really could have
Really been
educated.
a healing conversation for us
Yeah.
all. They missed the mark,
Yeah.
actually. You don't, I'm like, Giselle is a woman whose family is from New Orleans. Hello, a place historically where octoroon balls were held.
Mhm.
Women who were products of miscegenation were damn near auctioned off.
Right.
So how they're not making that correlation, they don't want to make that correlation. Because like I said,
They don't. They
sometimes
just focus on today.
when the shit don't affect you, you don't have to think about it.
Right. But that lack of concern and refusing to acknowledge certain things, it makes viewers propagate that same type of colorism and ignorance, because they're like, well, look how they're responding to it, so it must be fine.
That was exactly my point.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Y'all missed the mark. Sorry.
I would say try again, but don't.
Not on Bravo.
No.
Thank you.
Okay, so Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan are showing a lot of public display of affection, and some people, my people, because Black Twitter really reveals themselves. They had a lot to say about this. They're uncomfortable. They feel that their affection is
about what?
For some reason, they feel that their display of affection is too much and implies something else.
What?
Homosexuality.
Are these fucking people? Is their masculinity so fucking fragile?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Ugh.
What's crazy to me and so bizarre, every moment that I see these two together,
I love
their
it.
affection always comes off brotherly. Nothing is sexual
There
or
is
romantic about
nothing
it.
sexual about this at all.
It's so bizarre.
This is coming from someone. This is 3 people on this panel right here, 2 of whom who have sex, make love with men, and I've written about making love and being intimate with men. We know what a sex romantic. I know what that would look like. This is
and this ain't that.
Mutual respect and a mutual just adoration of one another's talent and friendship. Are y'all fucking stupid?
And comfort in oneself, in their masculinity.
In the words, in the words of Samantha James.
Get up off them dicks.
No. Not that one.
Not that one.
Not that one.
It's you that thinks about those things. It's you that thinks about those things.
It's you that thinks about those things.
It is.
Why are you thinking about that? You don't have a homie that you can hug on and act stupid and silly with and be loving towards?
I have never. I don't.
So sorry that your father, grandfathers, and uncles did not love you.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that they did not. I'm so sorry they abandoned you. I'm so sorry you was not a love and shown affection.
Let me tell y'all this too. What Emery's talking about, I witnessed that with my own eyes in a very feminine place, by the way. I happened to be in a nail salon and 3 boys were there getting their, grooming. And they were talking. I don't know how they got on the subject, but they got on the subject of their parents, their fathers, or whoever it was in their life, not telling them I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And how it affected them.
Mm-hmm. Because men didn't say that.
Great boys and young.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt bad. I felt sad for them. Because I knew at home, my father, when he was alive, I guess it could be my dad was a Cancer too. They're very affectionate and loving. And he was definitely that way with me. And most certainly that way with his son, my brother.
Surprisingly, my father's an Aquarius. And though we weren't extremely close growing up, he was affectionate. He hugged me, kissed me.
It's affirming.
He told me he loved me. And none of this, I want to be very clear, was ever inappropriate for you negative-minded, stupid bitches out there. But
I've never.
No, yeah. And I just received affection.
You niggas were not affirmed, and I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Like I always tell this to Emery, I tell this to everybody that I know. It is your divine right to be here.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve to be here.
Mm-hmm.
It is your human right to exist and be affirmed.
Yes.
I'm just saddened for you people that mistake intimacy. Like,
yeah.
I can't.
It's really wild.
It's wild. It's like foreign territory for me.
But they wouldn't second guess any of this if women were doing it.
It's so bizarre.
It's upsetting.
The way the Black community. Well, we're gonna get into it later.
And we're gonna get into it later.
We're really gonna get into it.
Yeah, that's why I said upsetting.
Full circle moment.
I'll be quiet.
That is not sexual, my friends. That's friendship. That is love and respect for your friend.
Absolutely. Right. And here's another motherfucking thing. Your homophobia is showing, because even if it was that, why the fuck?
What?
Why are you mad?
Exactly. So what? And if it was that, if it was sexual, so what?
Eat your fucking hearts out.
Nothing wrong with it. It's completely normal. It's fine. So either way, y'all sound the fuck stupid.
Yeah.
Is you dumb or is you stupid?
Illiterate. Asinine and all the above.
All
bitch.
of these things, honey.
So they even went as far as to say that Jonathan Majors is promoting the gay agenda.
I love this. This man does nothing wrong.
So his photo shoots that he's done with Ebony magazine and other photo shoots, he's like been wearing pink a lot lately. Black Twitter and others feel like he's promoting the gay agenda.
Oh, and what would that be?
What the fuck is that?
Please, I need one of you niggas explain to me what the gay agenda is. What is its mission statement? Okay, what is the end goal? And politically, what does it mean for everyone else?
You're forcing us to accept gays.
The gay agenda.
Wow.
Another way.
So y'all just living is an agenda. Okay.
Living, existing, taking up space. Loving. Just taking up space is somehow an agenda.
An agenda. Okay. Yeah.
So y'all gonna attack every every macho, masculine, black men we got at the top because he's in touch with his feminine side.
Mhm.
I
Shame
think
on
those
you.
pictures are beautiful.
Yes, of course.
And to me, they look, I don't know. I don't see anything feminine
I don't either.
about those pictures.
But I think they're talking about there was another pose that Emery put on the screen.
The one with the rose?
There was another one not showing that was they kept showing it. And I said, yeah. I mean, there are a lot of men that are in touch with their feminine side and don't mind.
Not everyone
doing
is a
something.
gangster. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's fine.
Not everyone is that.
Yeah. Not everyone is this.
Yeah.
Okay. Not everyone is a butch queen. Just because you like to party like a rock star doesn't mean you like to take it up the butt.
Right.
Ask what's his name. You know who.
This ain't what you want.
Ask them.
This ain't what you want.
This ain't what you.
But you know what he said in the interview, don't you?
Who?
Because they was calling him, the word sweet in particular. What's his name in the
Jonathan Majors?
Yes, Jonathan Majors. He said, "You won't want to run up on this sweet."
Okay.
And
run up. That's what my boyfriend said, because I have a very sensitive boyfriend. He's been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he always says something. He's like, I can have a tear in my eye and still fuck you up. He says that all the time.
And it's true.
Yeah, I could be crying. I could be crying like I lost my best friend and still fuck you up.
Like, don't get shit twisted. It's ridiculous. A nigga pull out a pink coat, like, oh nigga, this nigga gay.
Nigga gay.
Why are you gay? Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
That clip always gets me. But it is what it is. We're gonna get more into it on the topic of the day.
Y'all ready?